Hello and welcome to the Patreon exclusive edition of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm the hardest working man in comics, Victor Dandridge.
Ryan Seymour, owner and king of Comic Town.
Yes! I'll get you a scepter and a cape. It's going to be made of velvet. It's going to be amazing. All
right. Speaking of velvet.
Yeah.
Did you see Jason Momoa at the Golden Globes?
You mean Pimpshin? Pimpshin is as Pimpshin does? Dude, I just wanted to rub his suit. And I don't mean that in no weird way. Or maybe. Maybe I do.
Maybe.
But yeah, that suit, man.
He also didn't have the jacket on and was wearing a tank top.
Because it's Jason Momoa.
It's Jason Momoa.
It's Jason Momoa, man. Like, he's like, look, am I wearing pants? Leave me alone. You're lucky I'm wearing pants. If he showed up in a velvet toga,
yeah,
does the internet love it? Yes. I'm not even
going to
give him another. Like,
yeah.
is there another option? No, there's not at all. Yeah, a tank top. Dude, I'll be like him when I grow up. All right, so on this week's episode, we're going to talk Marvel's X. Alex Ross, Jim Krueger, Welby. This is a prequel to the Earth X series. Okay, so in the free show, I actually talked about how Earth X came out like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, that's funny. It actually is a little bit older than 20 years,
is it?
Yeah, because Earth X came out when I was a junior in high school.
Okay.
So that would have been circa 98, 99.
Oh.
Yeah. So it is a little bit more than 20 years ago. What was, like, you were at the shop at the time when it came out. Did you have like a high regard for Earth X when it came out?
Me? No.
Okay.
But
like for reasons, or like it just wasn't your jam?
It just at first I was like, what are they doing? Is it like, are they Kingdom Coming-is?
Right.
And then as the story went along, and then we got past, then we got Paradise X,
right.
And
Universe
X.
and all that. Yeah.
That's when I completely fell in love with it.
Oh,
that it
nice.
was a fully realized world,
Right.
And not just
this little one-off thing.
Yeah.
That's fair. You know what? I can totally give it to you. I loved it early on. I thought the art was incredible.
Oh,
chiaroscuro, like heavy dark.
Yeah.
The thing that got me though, I've been an Inhumans fan for a very long time.
Yeah.
And the showcase of Black Bolt in Earth X is like my go-to. When people are like, why do you like Black Bolt? I'm like, let me tell you what he did. That is one of my absolute tip tops.
Yeah.
So yeah, Earth X has been like always been. I even like Earth X more than I like the rest of the series.
Really?
Yeah, that's
interesting.
It was my thing. All right, so Marvel's X #1 as a prequel starts off, and this is so sweet. I love this opener because it's got a different art style. It's very classic comics.
Yeah.
And what I love the most about it is once you realize that this is not the story of the characters, but this is a young person's interpretation of these characters.
Yeah.
And it's so perfect. I think I would like to think that this would have been me at a young age. But at the same time, I recognize like I don't live in a world where they actually exist.
Yeah, that's the thing is he would be looking up to them. Like when I was a kid and I was looking up to like Tony Hawk or Patrick Waugh. But I mean, there it's like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America.
You gotta wonder, in this world, like, are there sports like stars? Are there movie stars? Do they matter?
That's tough.
Right.
I don't know, because like you've got legitimate superheroes.
Right. Like Simon Williamson was both, right? He was a movie star, pseudo businessman, but then becomes Wonder Man. Does anyone care about playing basketball in the world of Spider-Man? Like, would Nike try to sign Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I would totally. If I was Nike, I'd be like, look, hey, can you, just do it? Here's a check. Just one time. Just spell it in Webs. Can you just one time,
hashtag it.
Right. Swoosh, thwip. Can you? What do we got?
Oh my gosh. Good thing. Like Kang becomes an Instagram social media star.
That would be amazing. The Enchantress would definitely be an IG model.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Yeah. So would Emma Frost.
Yeah.
Emma Frost would be a cam girl. And what she would do is, in order to, look, Jeremy just looked at me. Am I wrong? She would do it, but the thing is, because she's classy, she would only do it in diamond form. You would never actually see her naked.
I can see it.
Right? Like, come on. Let's be honest here. I mean, we're day and age, what is it, the one cam girl, is raising money for the fires in Australia.
Like $700,000 or something ridiculous.
$10 at a time.
Yeah.
That is Emma Frost level action. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Jeremy's like, I can see it. I can see it. So we're introduced to this young man named David, and he's playing with these cutout figures of Spider-Man, Cap, and Iron Man over this picture of the Empire State Building. And I think this is like the coolest thing I think I've ever seen in my like low budget play sort of mind.
Yeah.
He's just acting out some things, things that he's might have seen in comics or, stories about these guys. And the whole time he's playing, acting out these characters, his family is watching a news report about some major happenings. And they're really getting kind of upset at David because he's being a little loud.
Yeah.
And I think this is the part where I really fell in love with what this story could be, because you see it, like going back, you really start to see how it's starting to pop up, where this is the beginnings of people changing as they are in Earth X. Earth X, everyone has powers. Yeah. And part of the mystery is figuring out why that is, like what happened to make this happen.
And if everybody has powers, does anybody have powers?
Anybody? Like what's special if you don't? So literally that's what's happening. And if you look, like the news reporter, he's starting to get a little something. Grandma's starting to get a little something. His parents are starting to get a little something. And they're basically saying like, look, people are like going into cocoons and then coming out with strange abilities. And there's mayhem. It's total chaos.
Yeah. Because anybody, like it's people that are just morons or people that are overly aggressive now have the ability to do damage in some way.
And they almost feel absolved of any sort of moral responsibility because now they have abilities. Yeah. And if you have read Earth X, you know how these powers came about. And like I said in the free show, one of the best things in the world to me is the way that this has taken on storylines that have happened since Earth X came out and put this out there and have kind of refined it. They're utilizing that as part of this. I think that's so cool, so smart, very, very cool. So we get a time bump that's not exactly like, it's not impressed upon how much of a time bump this really is, but it's months. Things are different. Things have changed. This kid has got a plethora of superhero
his
shirts.
Shirt collection is pretty awesome.
It's on point. And he's now in this world that is post-change. Yeah. Almost everyone has.
TV is nothing but static.
Right.
His family is either missing, dead, or won't come out of their rooms.
Right.
Which is huge. Like we get a glimpse of his sister.
Right.
When he gives her a bowl of cereal and she kind of sticks her arm out, and it's not
normal.
Not
normal at all. I mean, she even says like, "I don't want you to see me." Yeah. She's aware of what has happened to her, and it's factoring into how she's trying to engage. When he goes to see his grandmother, this I thought was very poetic.
Yeah.
She's an older woman, and you almost don't think about like the ramifications of a person's physical state when they undergo something like this. They're like, oh, it's going to be awesome. Maybe not. The conversation that they have is so very final. Yeah. She's trying to impart, because she has an understanding. She's lived long enough, and perhaps whatever change happened to her, she has this innate awareness, and she's trying to get him to understand something. What I think is interesting is, I think he does have a power.
Yeah. Because she's trying to, because he's convinced he doesn't have one.
Right.
And his grandma's trying to say, like, hiding is your power. Or he interprets it as hiding is your power. Maybe it is.
Right. Because even if you haven't, gone through the transformation like they have, there is something up with you. Man, when the thing on the roof, that's where I was like, man, this has got to be crazy. Yeah. Like we've seen movies where it's the zombie apocalypse and you got to be quiet and there's this and the other. Yeah. This isn't even necessarily that you're causing, like you're bringing attention to yourself. It's the fact that literally anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything. I think that's one of the cool things, like in post the comic book Civil War series, where the notion of people that are untrained sparked an entire like war between the superhumans. Here's a world where literally it is filled with untrained people who don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's insanity, absolute insanity. This kid is brave. This kid is so brave.
Yeah, because he's and there's a beautiful panel showing just like how chaotic things are, and he's the man of the house. So he's going to go out. He's going to go try to track down more food for his family, and part of his preparation is putting on a Green Goblin mask.
Right.
And at first I was like, it's a little kiddish, like you might try to scare people away.
Right.
But it's actually, he's fitting in because he no longer looks human.
Right.
And that's huge.
Right. Now, okay, so knowing how the story goes, do you think that Norman would be upset about him doing this?
Oh, I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, that's...
Like, because Norman's transformation...
Yeah.
I think that I'm curious. Like, would he be upset? Would he think that it's an homage? Would he recognize what this means? So he goes to this pantry, which oh my God, there's so many things that I love about this.
Yeah.
Where he's talking about like the notion of the innate security. Like he leaves the bike that he rides out there, and he's like, because nobody wants it. What's the point when you can fly or teleport or run super fast? Who cares? And I'm like, wow, like that is a fully realized world.
Yeah.
When you look at the stakes differently, that's dope. Mrs. Tree.
I am Groot.
It made me giggle.
Yeah.
It totally made me giggle. Mrs. Tree runs the store. It's short for pantry.
Yeah.
But she has now actually turned into a Groot-like figure. Like she's part tree, and she's so sweet that she already has like a care package ready for him.
Yeah.
Knowing that, he's trying to take care of his family. She gives him a heads up, though, that there's a guy that's a trucker that's bringing food to them, recognizing. Yeah. And that's the thing that I think is so interesting. Like, the rest of the world is kind of falling apart, but there are still things that people need.
Yeah.
So how far can it actually go?
Yeah.
Which I think is crazy. So when he gets home, he hears a horrible scream, like terrible, and recognizes it as his sister, and he rushes in, again, man of the house, grabs a hammer, is ready to protect, breaks into his sister's room, and finds her glowing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know any other way to put it.
Floating.
Yeah.
She's crying. She's, like, telling him that it's all too much for her, she can't stay here, and that she wishes she was like David.
Right. Meaning normal, unaffected, uninflicted? Not really sure. But you can see immediately that he really wishes that he was like her.
Yeah.
This is a kid that was playing with figures. Like he literally starts it off by talking about what it's like to be these characters and how Spider-Man is every one of us. He seals up his sister's room, goes to get some food to his grandmother, and it takes him entirely too long to recognize that she's gone.
It's the saddest page in comics. Like
it really is. This when he puts forehead to forehead and is like, April's gone and now you're gone.
Oh, ouch.
That was brutal. But again, I love it. He's like, it doesn't seem like I should stay here either, so I'm going to New York. I'm going where the superheroes are. Like, he's got a plan.
Yeah. This mistake he makes.
Yeah. So when he had to think of others, he was far more cautious.
Yeah.
On his own, he literally just leaves.
Yeah.
No mask, and immediately gets attention drawn to him. These folks, superpowered in some way, shape, or form, and he realizes like, yo, he looks normal, and that's not normal now.
Yeah.
So they're coming after him. Luckily, I mean, that's an intro.
That's a pretty juicy explosion.
a dude in a semi-truck totally hits the people that are after him. These like wild random mutants, and dude hops out, shoots his shotgun, blah, back up off the kid. And he says, hey kid, my name is John. That's why I think I'm gonna say this at the end, but I believe I know who this guy is.
See, I'm curious based on his hat though.
Right.
I'm wondering if that's
Yeah, because he's wearing a trucker hat that says "No Fear," and you had the idea that it might have been Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
Which, one of the first reasons why I would say no is because he said his name is John.
Yeah.
I know that sounds weird,
but no, Murdock isn't gonna lie.
He's not gonna lie. I'm also terrified of the notion of Matt Murdock driving, but that's just me. That's just me. I'm not saying he couldn't do it. His radar sense is high enough. He probably should be able to.
Comma space.
That's all.
Yeah.
I'm just terrified. That's all I'm saying.
He wasn't actually trying to
He was trying to stop and my bad.
I'm so sorry.
As they're in the car and they're kind of talking about where the guy's heading east and he's this kid David is the last of his family. One of the things that I noticed was this guy has flame tattoos on his arms.
Yes.
So I'm going to come out and I'm going to say who I think this guy is. He looks human because he can't be affected by what's happening because he is in fact an android. I think that this is the original Human Torch.
That would match with the fire.
Right. Matched with the fire. And if I'm not mistaken, his name was John. I want to say it was.
That sounds...
Right? So, that works for me. Now, granted, as the story goes, his body was used to make the Vision, but then there was, another storyline where they got separated, and it's not true. Weird. But, yeah. Although, this little thing about you see a lot, it's my gift. Sometimes it's even a curse.
See, I wonder.
Matt's not a liar, though.
Yeah. At least for those who don't like what I see.
Right. There's a lot that's so cryptic. So
Yeah.
cryptic.
Johnny Blaze?
That's an interesting one. Penance stare. That's the Ghost Rider. Oh!
The fire? I don't know.
That's a good one. I didn't think about Johnny Blaze. Considering that we now know that the Ghost Rider can... You know what? That actually is a really good one because later... Okay, so as they're driving more, he's like, I've heard a lot about heroes. Not really the circle I ride in. Ride.
Yeah.
Motorcycle. And he changes it to I run in. So he... you might be dead on with that. That might be Johnny
curious.
Blaze. He says, one thing you need to remember, kid, the road ahead can be a whole lot more dangerous than the home you just left behind. And the kid,
It's just little kids out.
is out. Like, this is what happens when you drive. And he's like, look, I hope they're there, kid. I really do. But I have to be honest. There's very little guarantee that there are any heroes left. And when he says it, there's like a shine, almost like a fire in his glasses that I think could be very similar to a penance stare kind of thing.
See, now I'm wondering.
Dang it! I thought my Human Torch thing.
I
was
think
good,
that's solid because he would be unaffected because he's not a human.
Right, but if it's Johnny, he wouldn't be affected because he already has the Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
So, dang it, that's pretty dope. That's a good one. That's a good call. So many thoughts. John with flame design arm tattoos. I love Alex Ross's artwork, man.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And it just gets you totally ramped up for the stuff that you see. Those are some of my favorite parts of Earth X was seeing all the different ideas that he played around with.
Yeah.
And it's super cool.
Like storyboarding himself just to instead of writing down ideas, he
draws it. And you're just like, I wish I was that talented. Oh my God. Definitely check out Marvel's X #1. It's a fascinating read. If you've not read Earth X, please do so, and then follow it with Universe and then Paradise because it builds such a phenomenal tapestry. Literally, you'll see how the Black Bolt moment in Earth X is one of the best things ever.
It's true.
Yeah, it's so dope. Thank you guys for being our Patreon members. We thoroughly appreciate it. Hopefully you liked the interview from last time. We'll probably do some more things like that. And if there's some other things that you guys want to see, let us know. Let us know because we want to hear about it. We want to integrate your ideas into what our show is because we're for you.
Yeah. That's how it exists.
Exactly. 100. Love, piece of chicken grease.